Governor Newsom signed the No Secret Police Act into law today, flanked by Democratic lawmakers and immigrant families, saying it's necessary to protect the public.
Unmarked cars, people en masse, people quite literally disappearing, no due process, no rights in a democracy where we have rights. Immigrants have rights, and we have the right to stand up and push back.
The ban does not apply to all law enforcement agencies. There are exceptions for undercover agents, for wearing medical masks and tactical gear. And even though it's a state law, it doesn't apply to state police.
It was authored by Bay Area State Senators Scott Wiener and Jesse Arreguin. And while it won't officially go into effect until next year, it's already facing some major questions about just how effective it can be.
Amanda Harry has more on that and why state leaders think, at least some state leaders think, it's necessary for law enforcement to be identifiable.
Jump on the barrel. Jump on the barrel. You don't have any weapons.
Law enforcement officers with sunglasses, gator masks, and helmets, essentially indistinguishable from one another. It's becoming more and more common. State Senator Scott Wiener says it needs to change.
We have this nightmarish situation where Donald Trump has turned ICE into basically secret police.
He says some officers are trying to remain anonymous.
They are not identifying themselves. They are wearing these extreme face masks, almost like ski masks, and they are just grabbing people, throwing them into unmarked vehicles and disappearing them.
Yeah, don't let any of the officer boys leave.
Wiener feels for the people who have been and continue to be impacted. That's why he authored the No Secret Police Act. It will ban federal, local, and state law enforcement agents, including immigration and customs enforcement ones, from wearing face coverings while on duty. That includes ski masks and neck gaiters.
Get on the sidewalk! Get on the sidewalk!
Sometimes they'll say, oh, we wear the masks because we're worried about doxing or we're scared for our safety. Of course, we never want anyone to be doxed, but if you are that scared that you feel the need to cover your face while you're patrolling a community, you shouldn't be a law enforcement officer. It's time to find a different profession.
The law will go into effect on January 1st, and violators may be charged with an infraction or misdemeanor. There are some exceptions for undercover agents or usage for protective purposes during wildfires or health emergencies. Retired Assistant Special Agent in charge at the San Francisco FBI field office, Jeffrey Harp, questions whether officers will follow it.
Will the California law outweigh the federal interest in protecting their agents? And unfortunately, and I'm not an attorney, but I can tell you I have had experience with the supremacy clause when it comes to the work I did in the FBI. And the government will likely exercise that or just simply ignore the state regulation.
Acting U.S. Attorney Bill Assaly posted on X that agents will not be following the new law. Quote, the state of California has no jurisdiction over the federal government. If Newsom wants to regulate our agents, he must go through Congress. I've directed our federal agencies that the law signed today has no effect on our operations. Our agents will continue to protect their identities. The Department of Homeland Security called for Newsom to veto the act. Tricia McLaughlin said, while our federal law enforcement officers are being assaulted by rioters and having rocks and Molotov cocktails thrown at them, a sanctuary politician is trying to outlaw officers wearing masks to protect themselves from being doxxed and targeted by known and suspected terrorist sympathizers. The law requires officers to be identifiable, name tags, badge numbers, or other easily seen identification on uniforms. Wiener says he wrote this law not just because he thinks it's the right thing, but because it's what his constituents want.
It's extremely popular because people understand that it's not normal for law enforcement to wear ski masks while they're interacting with the public. That's not normal, and it needs to stop.